Godzilla, 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 -1, Godzilla. Okay, yo guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome. Today, as you know from my starting song, I'm gonna be reacting. I'm gonna be reviewing Godzilla -1, which has been directed by I wanna say his name right because Takashi Yamazaki. Am I right? Yeah, Takashi Yamazaki, which is starring Ryomusuke Kameki, Minami Hambambe, Yuki Yamamadada, Muntekaka Akoki, Hiduku Yakoshoka, Sakura Ando, Kurana Suki Sasake. Yeah, I think so. That's it. So these are all the actors and actresses in the movie. I don't know them by heart, but I'm just gonna be referring them as mainly the girl, this, that, because bro, I will die trying to say the names over and over again. No offense though, but obviously, But yeah, let's first start off with Godzilla -1. How was the movie? Insane. If you haven't watched the movie, what are you waiting for? Go and watch it. Don't be me, like after the hype went, then I watched it. But yeah, obviously I got time and stuff. Yeah, I was like, let's just watch it. I heard about it a lot. It came in 2023, and obviously it come on Netflix in 2024. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch it in cinemas. I think I was just busy at the time, or it wasn't on my cinemas. But I did hear about it a lot, and plus, I think it was on English dub. It was only available Japanese dub, but I was on English dub on Netflix. And personally speaking, it was amazing. And there will be spoilers in this if you haven't watched the movie. So just stop now. And the only one thing I would say, go and watch it. The visuals of the movie is amazing. The storytelling of the movie is amazing. So if you came here to hear what I think about the movie, it's amazing. Go and watch it. Now let's start off with just the whole spoiler review, everything, talking about what aspects I loved about this movie and why I think this is a very good Godzilla movie. So the thing, I haven't watched any Godzilla movie. This was my first Godzilla movie, and goddamn, this was good. And I'm happy this is the first one I've watched because I've heard about the USA version of the Godzillas that the first few are good, but that movie I think is more. It shows the monster fights. It's like more bigger scale action, like big mass movie of Hollywood. That's what those movies are. Whereas this is more like you can feel it's more grounded, even though this has some of very good VFX. And one thing that shocks me is $15 million was its budget. And if you look at the monster, not at a moment you will think this is a $15 million budget. You will think it's like maybe a Hollywood grand type movie, like 80, 90, 100 million maybe has put on this movie. Even the sets and everything, the destruction, the characters. So this movie basically starts off first with a Kamazi, I can't say it, Kamazi pilot who lands there, and the people obviously repairing their stuff. Then a Godzilla comes, and basically there's one of the guy of the charge of the repair thingy. He tells them, "Oh, go quickly, get the gun and shoot." But the main character, the lead, I'll call him the lead freezes, and then all the soldiers die and everything. Then he comes back to his own city, which I think has got bombed or something, of the USA. Obviously, I think bombed that place and everything, because this movie is set in the time of war, but it's set like it starts from 1945, 46, 47, and keeps on going. And during that time, he bumps into a girl who has a baby. He just gives it to her. Then later on, she finds her again just a little few seconds later. And then he's like, "Oh, is this your kid or whatever?" And he said, "She's not my kid. There was a dying mother and she had it." And they have a very beautiful conversation because like, "Why do you take care?" And then she's like, "When I gave you the baby, you took care of it as well. And you didn't throw it away," even though he was going to put it, but then he couldn't because he was like, "It's a baby. I can't just leave it." And then how the story just develops between these two. He then goes on, starts working as a miner because of the war and everything that's going on. And then obviously in the movie you get to know, like, it's right in the 50 minutes, they what I love about this movie is they actually get you so entwined with the characters. Like Godzilla in this movie, you'll see him 4 times. In the starting, in a boat sequence, when he destroys the city, and right at the end, climax. And I just love it how they've kept him. They've made him look like a monster. And in the whole movie, when they're talking, when you get invested with the characters, also even in your back of mind will be, when will that Godzilla come and what will happen? Like I remember when like in the first sequence when he comes, like when you just put the movie on and you see Godzilla, you get so shocked. But my most favorite sequence of this movie, I think, is the underwater shot they have when he's in the boat with his friends and the Godzilla is coming. Oh my god, that shot is so well done. Like you will actually gasp yourself, like, what the hell's going on? And I think they try to attack that small boat, but then a big Singaporean boat comes, and then he goes that way and crushes in half, and obviously they run back quick and survive. But it just shows how powerful that monster is. And I also just loved the whole way, the chaos they make. And then, as I said, I loved the way they connect with the characters, like the main character, his friends, then his character with the girl, like the way they do that. There's another auntie as well, which at the start when he comes back, because he was a kamikaze pilot, and obviously the guy's like, I blame you for all this corruption, but I slowly, I think in the movie, and that's I think what is the main thing about this whole movie, how this guy is trying to revenge or trying not revenge. Yeah, he has a revenge with the Godzilla because what happens in this movie with the girl. Obviously, this is spoilers. So of course, the girl basically gets blown away from the Godzilla. At the end, we realize that she is alive. She's in a hospital, and at the first I thought they would go very dark, but I'm actually happy that they went with that way. That at the end, it actually makes you feel like, if it gives you a heartwarming feel. First, when in the interval, I literally got so up when I saw that scene because you could see they were getting so close. And that's the best thing I love in this whole movie. Like in the first half, they never ever are showing like a husband, wife, or lovers. Like they always say, no, we're not. And I think the main reason he always says is that his war is on. And like the war, I think was with the Godzilla because starting what they start with that he couldn't kill her kill the thing. Maybe if he wasn't scared, he could have done something. And that is what he kept on with throughout the whole way. Another thing I love is it's about how it talks about the stuff and what suffering and how government lacked at that time during the war. Obviously, they have this fictional Godzilla character, but I love the way they show the politics at that time and how these ex-army people are trying to fight this Godzilla and they have no backing of the government. Like the doctor comes with this idea, and then obviously the guy himself has this other idea which he doesn't tell the doctor. He just says that I'm gonna fly the plane and just do that. But actually, if the water sinking plans goes off, as you know, his plan was a kamikaze. But I love it's so smart. The doctor in one place says this dialogue that they don't even have like what a system do these people think like when they were doing the war, the kamikaze planes, like they don't even have an ejection part. Like come on, like we should just go there and kill ourselves. It's a suicide mission. Of course, that's one of the reasons why Japan lost, because the tactic was so bad that just make your soldiers go and die, basically. And that wasn't a good tactic. And it talks about that, which is very nice. And that thing, like what's it called? Chavok's gun. They use it right at the end that he ejects his seat. Like, I'm like, oh, this is the big sacrifice. But no, he survives. And it actually feels so nice. Overall, this whole review is coming at 10 minutes. But as I said, I wanted to discuss deep in. And those sequences of this movie feel so good. Obviously, I talked about all the plot, family. Now I want to talk about the Godzilla. The way they made that monster is so good. I already said about the water sequence. Even when he is raying up, charging up, it looks so good. And on a mere budget of 15 million, so many good VFX. The shots, the selection is so well done. And especially at the last scene when they try to pull him down and then he's coming back up, the way they show the birds. There's one sequence when when they're just deafening. Yeah, you don't hear any noise or anything, and then boats are coming in. You just see the reaction and like, what is going on? Is the Godzilla coming up? Is he coming up with the plane? Because you know he's gonna come with the plane. But no, it was the scene where the boats are coming up. Like the young guy comes and look, I've got, but it still doesn't work. And then the moment when he's coming with the plane at the end. Oh my god, this movie for me was so good and I loved it. The only regret I have with this movie is why could I not watch it in cinema? Because this would be a treat. The VFX, the story, I think this is how you do a Godzilla movie where you show the emotional depth, but also the breathtaking visual effects of the movie combined with a story is so well done. So the director, I have to check again. Sorry, because I forgot. Uh, Takashi Yamazaki has done a beautiful job. And I would love to see Godzilla Minus 2 because at the end of the movie, they do show a post credit. It's not a post credit scene, but just at the end, that the thing is regenerating. And it will be fun to see the second part and what they do. But that is it for today, guys. See you in the next one. If you love this review, if you love my channel, please like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace. Godzilla, 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 Godzilla.